Have you ever heard of a land where diamonds changed destinies? Where gold built empires? And where one prisoner shook the throne of an entire government? Welcome to South Africa, a country whose history is as beautiful as it is brutal. What you are about to hear is not just history. It is a warning, a miracle, and a legend, all in one. South Africa, a name whispered with pride, pain, and power across centuries. Today, we see safari parks, luxury cities, and World Cup stadiums. But behind that postcard is a tale drenched in blood, rebellion, and unstoppable courage. Let's travel back to where it all began. Early African roots long before Europeans arrived. This land was alive with powerful tribes. The Khoisan, the oldest people on Earth, hunted across deserts and mountains. The Zulu and the Xhosa built kingdoms of warriors and storytellers. They didn't need gold to prove power. Their pride was their crown. But then, ships appeared on the horizon. The arrival of the Dutch, 1652. In 1652, a Dutch explorer named Jan van Riebeeck stepped onto Cape soil, not with swords drawn, but with a silent weapon: trade. They called themselves the Cape Colony, but in truth, it was the beginning of conquest. They needed farms. Farmers needed land. And so, land was taken. Villages vanished. Tribes were pushed like shadows into corners of the country. The British land, 1806. As the Dutch grew powerful, another empire entered. Great Britain. They didn't ask. They took. The British marched in with cannons, law books, and steel. Suddenly, South Africa wasn't just land. It was a prize. Why? Because deep beneath her soil lay secrets worth killing for. Diamond Rush. 1867. One day, a young boy found a sparkling stone near the Orange River. It was a diamond, just like that. The world went mad. Miners flooded in, hunting fortune. Town names like Kimberley became gold mines of greed. Then came the gold rush in Johannesburg. South Africa was now the beating heart of the world's wealth. Empires didn't just want South Africa. They were ready to bleed for it. The Anglo-Boer Wars. The Dutch descendants, called Boers, and the British both wanted control. The result? Two brutal wars known as the Anglo-Boer Wars. Farmers fought soldiers, homes burned, and the innocent? They were thrown into camps, concentration camps, decades before Hitler would use the same idea. Over 26,000 women and children died in those camps. History rarely remembers their names, but we will not forget them here. The birth of Apartheid, 1948. After the wars and World War II, something even darker was born: apartheid, a system of legal racism. Imagine being told your skin color decides where you can live, where you can work, whether you can love, even where you can walk. Blacks, Asians, coloreds, labeled, separated, pushed to ghettos. Whites, rulers of everything. Pain had a new name, and this time, it wore a suit and tie. The rise of resistance. But where there is oppression, there is resistance. Voices rose from the shadows. Steve Biko. Black is beautiful, beaten to death in a police cell. Oliver Tambo, Walter Sisulu, Desmond Tutu, preaching freedom, and above all, Nelson Mandela. A lawyer who turned into a fighter, arrested, beaten, sentenced to prison for life. But even behind bars on Robben Island, Mandela would not bow. He said, "It always seems impossible until it is done." The world starts watching. Countries across the world began asking, why are black children being shot for going to school? Soweto, 1976. Young students protest. Many never came home. Sanctions, protests, pressure, apartheid was cracking. Fall of apartheid, 1990s, 1990. After 27 years in prison, Nelson Mandela walks free. People did not cheer. They wept because they were witnessing a miracle with their own eyes. 1994. South Africa holds its first democratic election. Blacks vote for the first time, and the prisoner becomes President Mandela. Modern South Africa. Today, South Africa stands proud but scarred. It is known as the Rainbow Nation, a land trying to unite all races under one flag of hope. There are still problems: poverty, crime, inequality. But the heart that once defeated apartheid refuses to stop beating for justice. So the next time you see a diamond sparkle, remember the dark mines it came from. When you read about freedom, remember the chains that were broken for it. South Africa is not just a country. It is living proof that even the deepest wounds can rise again as symbols of strength. Tell me, do you believe that the world truly learns from history? Or are we just repeating it with new faces? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe to Era Edges, because the past is not dead. It's only hidden, waiting for us to uncover it.